That's funny. Oh,
Good night, everyone. Good night, good day, wherever you're tuning in from, whatever your time zone in. Hi, hello, welcome to the Kels and Sash channel. I'm Sash.
I'm Kels.
Okay, and usually this is actually our first time coming live, because we do have a channel that we would pre-record and and post on.
Okay, so check out our YouTube channel. It's called Kels and Sash. We usually record and put our videos there. We haven't done it for a while. I don't want you mumbling over all of this. Right? So we have not done that many videos for a while because we've been really busy. Okay?
It's why we can't go live.
Why?
Okay.
Anyways, so tonight, as Sash says, we're going to talk about long distance relationship. I want to hear your thoughts about long distance relationship, and I want you guys to share the live, okay? What?
Let me do it for real this time, Kelly. Oh God. Okay, now we fucked it out.
Anyways,
that's
that's why it's live, because we're not gonna be perfect here. It's not a video. Anyways, let's get this on the roll, okay? So long distance relationship, does it work or does it not work?
Oh, you're so passionate about this
Right?
topic, yeah?
Anyways, don't worry about the topic. Because we don't want to waste people's time.
Tune in, everyone. Tune in. Share the live as you come in. Just share the live so we can get more folks coming, and because we would love your views on the topic as well. It's a spicy one we have for you today.
Yes. Our channel, we talk about relationships, different topics on relationships. That's what we talk about, right? Our talk is basically relationship, right? For the most part.
Yeah.
Mostly relationships.
It's a mix of stuff. It's crazy that the topics that come across for us to discuss, it's about some crazy thing that's happened in a relationship.
I know.
Yeah.
Stories that we've been told or heard, and we share and to get other people's thoughts on it. But yeah, check out our channel. You'll see those videos. They're actually pretty fun, and yeah. Anyway, so long distance relationship, according to the New York Post, Sasha.
Why every time you give me for read? Okay, so all right. So from the New York Post here, we'll pull some data. 60% of long relationship works over long term. That's the stats, right?
Yeah.
And stats vary. We know that. It's 50% of individuals believe absence makes the heart grow fonder. Again, right? Pros and cons. So what are your thoughts in this from the stats here?
Okay. What are your thoughts, Sash? Do you like long distance relationship or you don't?
Well, ask me my thoughts first. You're very passionate about. I actually want to hear your thoughts on it.
Oh God, my thoughts. I actually love long distance relationship because personally, I kind of felt like, for me, I don't really see anybody in my area that I like, so I don't mind going to maybe meeting someone from another country or something, or maybe I'm just not say used to them. It's just I don't see anyone I'm interested in. They just seems like the same. Like everybody's just the same. And even if I do see somebody that I like, they're already taken. So I like to widen my horizon, if you should say.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And that's the thing. Some people they like to date outside of where they live.
You can go.
But for me, why long distance works for me is that it gives me that space and time to work on myself, know who I am, as well as knowing the person, as well as also build up that, that excitement and thrill and anxiety, okay, you're going to see this person, and then when you meet up and it's just time for each other, right? So for me, I love that. I love my space. That, it's not even about how far the person live. It's just that I love my space overall. So even being with someone, I actually like when somebody have their own space and I have my own space. Yeah, that.
So do you have any intentions of even coming together at some point, living together, having that commitment, or you don't have any intentions for
Listen,
that?
I get bored of people easy. And it's right. So like my best relationships are long distance, bottom line, right? But after a while, when you live with someone, both of you are in each other's space too much, and that sometimes that's that dynamic clash and whatever it is, right? And so because I love my space, it's like you visit me after 2-3 days, I'm like, just get out, right?
Oh my god.
So
wow. So there you go, guys. She doesn't want no commitment.
It's not that I don't want commitment, right?
Oh
God. I'm just
all right.
in a
We're not
place
gonna.
now.
That's fine.
Yeah.
We want to hear your thoughts on it, though. That's Sasha's thoughts. You know what I mean? So, what are your pros and cons? What are some of the pros and cons? So we have a little bit. We have some. I've written down some of the pros and cons of long distance relationship. Right. So Sash, you want to read that out? If you can understand my chicken scratch. Anyways, I'll start it. Communication challenge is, let's start with the pros, right? Pros are always good. There's that emotional connection and intimacy. So I think you talk about that, right? So basically, in a long distance relationship, if you guys like each other, the distance kind of
You build up, you daydream a lot, you fantasize all of this thing, you can't wait. And I'm telling you, like, you know, the conversations are more enticing and very juicy, right? Like, you know, have them juicy conversation when you live with people because you're too tired and you have no time for that. There's more excitement in the conversation.
That's
when you're
right.
distant.
That's right. There's more, and it says trust. Some, trust.
Number one,
solid bond. You build a. I find
you build that bond.
You build that bond, definitely. Because you guys may have a lot in common that you share.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you get to learn about this person too.
Definitely. So maybe some of your goals or dreams or whatever may just be the same, and it's just like, oh my gosh, like resilience. Because like being in a long distance relationship is tough.
It takes.
So being able to say that you're staying committed to that person, even though they're like,
especially nowadays.
Miles away.
Nowadays, miles away, and dating is crazy.
It definitely comes with resilience because it's just like, people nowadays don't have patience for all of that. They see somebody else they like, they jump on that bandwagon. Like, you know what? Like, I'm lonely, so what the heck? You're there. You can't see anything anyway, so why not, right? So trust is a good thing. You build a solid bond, and you build resilience.
You know what? When it comes to long distance and communication, because you have. So I'm one of those person that I don't like too much question, but I like the 21 question like we're in a whole court horse, right? So, that's what I'm saying. So having someone, especially someone pursue you for a relationship.
But how are you not gonna I don't get you. You have to ask questions to know the person.
It's not like, okay, listen. You're having a conversation, and there are deep conversations that you can have and transition based, similarity, thoughts, all of that, because people are sharing it. And the thing, if someone is open with you and they really like click with you and they like you like that, you don't even have to ask 21 questions because you're gonna get that information.
But that's the thing, though, for you, because I don't know. I like to ask questions. I'm sorry. I'll ask you a whole question. You think I'm Judge Judy when I'm done with you. Listen, because I want to get to know who I am going to really spend my time with. Right? Okay, me being on the phone with you, video, whatever, that's time that I cannot get back. So I need to know who you are. And getting to know a person, sure, in conversations, you will learn some stuff. But if I don't, throughout the conversation, I don't hear what I want to know, I'm going to ask.
It's for me. And I think, this is why, like, even spending time together is so important. Like, when you guys come together, right? Because you gotta understand, like, during the phase of dating, it's a lot of people are still marketing themselves. And when I say marketing, right, it's like going for a job interview. They're gonna tell you what they want you to know, right? So it's
that's where it comes in with trust, because is that person even being real with you? And that's why long distance relationship is crazy, because you're like, okay. So let's get into like some of the pros and the cons, right? So let's see, what were some of the cons that I came up with? Communication challenge, you mentioned that. Loneliness, right?
Yeah.
The lack of physical intimacy. Increased risk of jealousy, and obviously the distance, right?
Yeah.
So you talk about communication and loneliness, but you don't have to feel lonely, but being in a long distance relationship, you shouldn't really say confine yourself to a space where it's just like, oh, you can't do anything. You should still be you. Go out, have fun, whatever. So loneliness can happen, yes, because I know what it is. Like, you go out with your friends, they have their parties, seeing other people with their, couples, like in relationship, it make you kind of feel
Yeah.
some type of way.
But even so, like, even just coming in and having that closeness, you know, like, how was my day? We're having that conversation. You're rubbing my feet. I'm rubbing your feet. Whatever it is, right?
But it's long distance.
So,
Where's
but
that
that's what
rubbing
I'm saying.
feet?
So that's because that physical intimacy part is missing from it.
Yeah.
So that kind of builds into a lot.
Those are
of
the cons, yeah.
right.
And
'Cause
it
you're not able to
increases
do
the
that.
risk of jealousy.
Yeah.
So, the jealousy part can come in for sure, because then this is where communication come in. And when we say communication, we're not saying, okay, I'm gonna be on the phone with you 24/7, because hello,
Oh, hell no.
we have to live our lives, and we're a distance apart. We all have to do our own things. But I mean, like, you gotta communicate, right? I'm not saying to message me 5 times a day, because I'm gonna get tired of you. Seriously. Because I want, when we do talk, we actually do have something to talk about.
Yeah, that's the thing.
So, you know, even though that's one of the cons, but you still have to communicate, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. All right. And again, I think one of the cons was online risk. This was one of the things that mentioned, right? So if you meet somebody online, it could be long distance. Is it? Like,
Oh, you mean online dating?
Well, they're in another country. Online risk, it's long distance relationship. It's
Yeah.
not online dating, right? Online risk in the sense of, like, okay, if you go to their Facebook page and you could actually, their photo is up, you can actually, their photo is trackable. That's one of the things. So you could see that same profile photo in another person's profile. So you're trying to think, who is this person, right? That's one of the things with online, right?
Oh, so yeah, okay. So
When you think about
you're
that, like-
referring to okay, right.
Like what is on their profile in, like, their
So-
Facebook page, like what's on it.
and you're always
Right?
watching, yeah.
You see 1 or 2 pictures, or it just kind of looks sketchy, right? In terms of that. So that's like talk about online research. It's like some of those things that, you know.
I think that's more related to online, to
No,
online
no,
dating,
no.
though.
So you're listen. No, not necessarily. So if you're dating somebody, I know you're gonna check out their Facebook. You're gonna check out their Instagram.
Of course, they're gonna
right?
check it out.
So if you see something there that's kind of look like they're using too much filters in their photos, so you
Then-
kind of don't know how they really look.
and that's where you have that choice.
So that's
to make
again
that
online
decision.
risk,
You wanna entertain
right?
it.
So now, this is where you have to have a video call, because I want to see how you really look, right? No, it's the truth.
It's a good thing I have a family member that looks like me.
I will look like you. I don't mean. Oh God. Anyway, so online risk is one of the cons to, like, online dating, because again, yeah, people nowadays use a lot of filters. People are using, like, photos that did not even look like them. You think they look like,
Catfish. Oh,
yeah, the
oh.
whole catfish thing,
My
right?
God.
Exactly, right?
Yeah,
So
it's crazy.
that's the thing too, right? Okay, so what are some of the red flags, right? What are some of the red flags of, like, dating people? Like, I mean, like, with long distance relationship, right? So red flags. What are some of the red flags? Sash, what do you think?
Okay, so this might be a red flag for some people, and I think it kind of just intertwined with communication, right? So
Mhm.
you know how some people might message you. You're dating someone, they might message you, and it takes like eternity for a return of a message or whatever it is,
Yes,
and that's
that's
a huge
one of them. That's
right?
definitely
And then some people might
long
be like,
periods of ignoring your messages.
exactly. And
You're
some
gonna
people,
tell me for the last 2 days you didn't see my message?
yeah, some people would be
Oh.
pissed off, but at the same time, it's like depending what career those person are in.
Listen,
again. So no,
No, no, no, no, no, no,
Okay.
no, 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 no.
So
No,
there,
no, no,
that's
no,
what I'm
no,
saying.
no,
There are
no.
different views on this. So listen, if you're in a job, a certain type of job that takes you away for consistent for
Okay, if I'm
certain
dating
period
a
of time,
soldier, obviously, if you're off to somewhere in some country, I'm not gonna expect that's a given. Okay, if you're in the army or something like that, and they ship you off to wherever, to Timbuktu, right? I have to. That's a whole different thing.
yeah, but
Right, because I'm gonna know that. Okay, I don't know where you at. You may not even have
any
any connections, so
yeah.
that's different. But let's talk about, okay, me no say you're no soldier, and you're not working at Timbuktu.
Then that's different.
And I message you, and you're gonna tell me 2 days, 3 days, you don't answer your
Yeah,
phone.
then that's a whole different situation.
First of all, we're on our phone every 5 minutes or less, so you cannot tell me you didn't see that message. Period.
True.
Okay? Again, Exception if you're a soldier.
Yeah, soldier or certain other, the high career that does take you away for a long period of time from your family, right? So that's what I'm saying. So it all depends. Where it'd be like, okay, you know what? I'll let this one pass. Me make this slide because I don't understand. I can't talk to you now, or when we communicate, it's on your time, right? But yeah.
How about they're refusing to meet with you?
Okay.
Refusal to meet. So if you're dating someone long distance, you say, okay, you plan to meet up. So maybe, okay, how about we meet the next few months or 3 months down the line? And they're like making excuses like, oh, I have to do this.
And not that somebody have a whole whole family on the side.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Oh my
The
God.
whole family on the side. Why you can't make plans to be with me? Right? Like you're making plans in advance.
Obviously, there's something
exactly
there. And that's a red flag. Like, he'll be like, okay, you're lying to me. Something is up with you that you don't want to say. You know what I mean? Definitely. How about, this is one for who date people in Jamaica or out of country. Sorry to say this.
Which one?
But, requests for financial support. Frequent requests. They're asking for money.
Who's asking for money?
The man or the woman, whoever you're dating.
Okay, so here's my question to you though. Is it different who asks for money?
We're talking about long distance relationship.
Yeah.
It's not just only based on men. We're talking about maybe you're dating a woman from somewhere, a man from somewhere, whatever. Vice versa. But red flags are they frequently requesting financial support. Again, it depends. Maybe if you're dating someone from the Caribbean, I guess it's expected that the woman's gonna need money from you. Is it?
Expected.
Is it?
Listen, I think we should have this is a whole other conversation.
This is one of the red flags that come up.
And supporting someone.
I guess so if you look at it from a woman's point of view, because I think you're looking at it from so if you're dating a guy and he asks you for money, how would you feel about it? Listen, Sash, I cut off the man, big block, delete, everything in God.
But it depends. Like I've dated a person before that, yeah.
Okay.
In situation and they ask, but I get back my money. No, you haven't given back my money, right? But
they're borrowing the money.
Yeah, but hell no, I'm not giving you my money. I think if I spend on you, it's because I want to spend on you and I want to take care of you and be like,
that's a whole different situation. Okay, where the person's like, I'm in a bind, whatever.
Yeah.
Can you help me out? Lend me some money, blah blah blah, whatever. Okay, one time fine, but if it's a continuous thing, that's what I mean. Like frequent financial support. They're asking.
Might not happen.
I mean, that's the same thing for a man. I mean, we got to look from a man's standpoint too, right? Like, it's so funny because we say, okay, a man's supposed to take care of a woman, yes, and that. So I guess in that situation, yes, men do. We're talking about nowadays, man. They look at it like that too. You them asking them for money?
Listen,
they probably want to cut you off.
You know what?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's this thing, and I think honestly, this is a conversation we should follow up on as well.
We should.
It's like
because I believe if you're dating a man, they should take care of you as a woman.
Yeah, but Brian and people are like you hear the society come back is what do you bring to the table, right? No.
Okay, let's leave that for another time.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll come back about that financial support, and that's a whole different topic. But anyways, that's one of the red flags for dating someone. It could be, couldn't be. It depends. It depends. Everyone's different. It depends on the individual how you want to take that. You know what I mean? And again, if you're going to date someone from a country that you know that they don't have much, you kind of have to expect that person's going to need your help at some point in time. Yeah. So it all depends on where the person is that you're dating, where they live, right? So going in, you should already know that, hey, this woman's going to need me to take care of her, right? Period.
That's why you date what they punish.
Anyways, right? Pressuring behaviors. Pressured behaviors, right? What is that?
Maybe you feel pressured in some way, like you have to do something, or there's a certain sense of expectation, right? Or that person. But is it pressure or manipulative, right?
No, pressuring behaviors.
Yeah.
It could, refusal to talk about meeting each other again. They still, like, if you bring up the topic once, they kind of like pass over it like they didn't hear it. You bring it up again and they just kind of like change the topic kind of thing. So they're refusing, they're avoiding the topic of meeting up. Definitely a red flag. Like, I don't even want to waste my time for a second with you.
Yeah, that's not happening.
So that's, like, we talk about using the photos that can be tracked online. That's like one of the red flags for sure, right? So how about we go into the good stuff where we talk about ways to make it actually work, because it does work for some people, right? It does. So how about, let's read that one.
I don't know why I give me your writing for reading on. Lay down some. Okay. All right. So I see you have here just to lay down some ground rules. I think that's important.
That's very important in a relationship.
Yeah, to definitely
Long distance relationship.
Yeah,
Definitely.
what
Right?
you want and boundaries and all of that.
Yeah.
And it builds that trust and respect around
Oh
both
yeah.
of you for sure.
Definitely. Yep.
Right? Make sure you have common goals.
Definitely. That's important.
That's a big
one. Because if we both want different things, honey, we should just be separate. I mean, I'm saying, like, there's some things that you're going to want that I don't want, but at the same time, there should be some common goals. If it's something that you don't want and I don't want, but I can still support you because it's a relationship, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, common goals are important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see you have here as well as even planning creative, like dates and stuff like that. Like whether it's like having, online movies or online games or stuff like that. Like so you're spending that time or whatever it is.
Yeah, but nowadays, of course, you can do that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
How about taking the time to travel together? So basically, plan short weekends. Obviously, you're gonna do this in advance, right? So you could plan to meet up somewhere to explore, like a city. It doesn't have to be in your home country, but somewhere maybe where you guys, have in mind that you would like to travel to. So plan it in advance and short weekends. It doesn't have to be 5 days or whatever, but just to meet up and have that time together is important. Exploring like a new city or something.
And you should never stop dating.
What does that mean?
But I mean, like, you should never stop dating in your relationship.
Okay, yeah, definitely, yeah. Create a relationship bucket list. So I think that's a good one because that's actually, this is where both of you genuinely have ideas.
Comes back to having common goals.
Yes, like, interest in things that you guys would love to do. So when you guys actually do get to that point where you guys are actually meeting up, living together,
flavors
that bucket list, you guys actually get to do it together at that time, and I think that's actually fun, right?
For sure.
And again, it says lean on your support system, so your friends, family, blah blah blah. So not because you're in a long distance relationship, you're gonna stay by yourself. You have your friends, your family.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that. This is where you get time to know, like, spend time with your family, know yourself, like go out on dates with your family, whatever, and stuff like that. Like spend time with them. Yeah. So you don't always fall into that sense of loneliness. Yeah, definitely. Sending voice recordings. That's actually good because the thing about it, sometimes we misinterpret texts. We try to put our own tone to texts. Yeah. So hearing the person's voice and how, whatever the message comes across, totally different. I actually love sending voice messages. So for me, like, even texting, like, I could get a text and I'm reading it and I'm like, okay, I know you want to hear my voice, and then I'll just like send that voice message and like you're a sexy voice. Yeah, I know you want to hear my voice, so here it is, right? So even spicing that up and all of that. Oh, definitely. When I want like closet in the bathroom, whatever, and just spice up the voice and these things, and yay. Yeah, Sash got it all down pat. No, I'm still learning. And one of the things that I think we touched on is like talk when you have something to say. So I don't expect to be on the phone with you 24/7. So actually, like, having that gap where you don't talk is actually good because when you actually do talk, you actually have something to talk about. True. Right? So that's a good thing with, like, how to make it work. It's a good thing to jot down. It says write down or jot down some of the details after you guys have a talk. So basically, it's actually good. So for example, if I said, I have a meeting next week or tomorrow, I have a doctor's appointment, whatever, make a note of that, right? Because then I think it's actually important. It's important, then, especially because then you don't miss stuff, and if the other person says something very important, and you're trying to reach them, then it doesn't come back to that little spice of jealousy where you're like, oh, why not responding or whatever. Exactly, but you forgot he told you had a meeting, he had an appointment, so make a note of that, right? So you don't go into that frenzy and be like, oh, why you not messaging me back, whatever. Because you have some crazy people over there, right? I mean, like, we're all in some way kind of crazy, but anyhow.
Right? Video chat for sex. Where are the kids? Hopefully they're upstairs. So video chat for sex. That's, I think, one of the ways you can make it work as well. So, you know, do some video calls instead of like phone sex. You do video sex, right?
Yeah. So you can do the video call, or again, it comes back. You see when you send the voice note, or you can even send sexy videos or whatever it is, right? And that takes a whole higher level of trust because you can't listen.
Exactly. And again, it all depends on your comfort level.
Yeah.
Because not everybody's comfortable in doing stuff like this.
Don't say
So
Kelsey and
it
Sash
all
tell you to go send
depends.
naked videos. Yeah, we did not.
We did not. We're just saying it's all based on your comfort level because not everyone wants to do stuff like this.
Yeah.
And then we talk about scheduling a time to meet up in advance, which is important, and swapping belongings. This was like kind of like, I saw this one like swap belongings. I'm like, I mean, so it's kind of like sending something for you to them, and they send something back to you. It's kind of cool.
First of all, I'm not even a weird face sending because as me see me, I take what I want. So like that's my keeper. I'm a collector.
But that's the thing. When you see them, yeah. Oh, and that's one of the things too.
I am a collector. I like to collect things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Serial killer thing here.
No, seriously. I'm like, no. Okay, so you never like, you know, you like your man shirt, or you're like, oh, I like that shirt. I would like to have it, just have that similar, or whatever. So for me,
I'm just kind of different. It depends. Maybe it's maybe it depends on what it is. Maybe not a shirt. Maybe they're a hat or something or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, hide a gift at their place. That's kind of cool. So you went and visit, and then you left, and then you hide a gift there. And then after you come back,
and then you let them know
that where it is, or maybe they found it and they're like, yeah.
Hey, and trust me, ladies, you know exactly what are some gifts you can hide. Mm-hmm.
Another thing it says to remind yourself why you trust them, because sometimes in a long distance relationship it can be really tough, right? And you're kind of like questioning yourself, like, what am I doing? Is this even worth it?
Mm-hmm.
But then you got to kind of remind yourself, okay, why do I trust this person? You know what I mean? Yeah. What is about them, our relationship, or whatever it is? Why do you trust them? Because, again, that's where you can get into the whole jealousy thing, right?
Listen, I think, you see, being in a long distance relationship, feeling safe is a big thing because it builds around that trust. Because it comes back like, why do I trust you?
Yes.
I feel safe with you.
So you have, exactly. It is hard.
If I have to provide my own security or safety as a woman in a relationship with someone, I don't need you. There's no need for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So if you feel safe around a person, they make you feel safe, they make you feel secure, even though it's long distance relationship. I mean, again, and that's where it comes down to remind yourself as to why you trust them. Mm-hmm. This person makes me feel safe. I can be myself around them. I don't have to change who I am.
Yeah.
You know, they respect my values, whatever it is, right?
Mm-hmm. For sure. They
want the same thing I want. We have the same what do you talk about, goals or
same common goals,
stuff like that, right? So
yeah.
Why do you trust them is just, again, feeling safe and secure. You know, how they communicate to you, how they respect you.
Yeah, they're compatible. Right? Like they complement each other. It's like how they complement each other throughout. Talk about why
are you in this? Right? It comes down to that. Why are you in this? Because
but don't dwell on that too much, because I'm telling you, you see, I think we talked about this in previous discussion, where the mind is so powerful that when you start thinking about things, sometimes it can drive you crazy, especially when you're alone.
Yes, so, exactly. So always try to, I know it's tough because it's easy to get so swallowed up in like negative thoughts. Mm-hmm. So it's always best to think positive. Trust me, nothing beats that, right? Yeah. Positive energy drive positive energy. I believe in that for sure. So and remember, it's a choice, right? So why are you in this? It's a choice. It's not something that you have to do. Mm-hmm. You both are making a choice. So don't feel like, oh, you're forced to do this. It's a choice that you made to actually be with this person, even though they're like so far away.
Miles away.
Okay?
Miles away, but feel close.
But at the same time, if you felt like, you know what, I don't want this anymore, who's holding you back? Nobody but yourself, right? So remember that. And last time, I have an end date in sight, which is great. So when is this gonna be over? In the sense of like, when are we gonna actually decide to move, live together? Because it can't. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna be doing this forever with you. At some point, we have to have a date in mind. It's whether you are in school, so after school, once I finish school, whatever, I can move. Whatever it is, you guys have to have a plan, a date, an end date for when you guys are actually gonna meet up. Sash, don't look too pleased with that one, yeah.
No, I'm not.
She don't look too pleased.
I'm not like people in my space. No, but you know what? No, it's like, you know, I trust me. I've had healthy relationship living with someone, and I've had healthy relationship having that person living at a distance, right? So again, like, you as a person, you adapt to the changing environment, and you know, just
you have to know yourself and know what you want, what you like and what you don't like. Again, it's not for everybody. Everybody may like to date long distance, but at the same time, they probably just don't want to ever have to be in the same space with that person committed for years or whatever, and that's okay. Right? But you have to really know, okay, what you want. And I think off the bat, right away, you should make it very clear. Say, hey, I like this, but at the same time, I have no intentions of moving or have no intentions of us being together like that. You know what I mean? I think if you make that very clear from outright, at least both of you know what you want and don't get, you know, confused or get things miscommunicated in any way, where one person is thinking, oh, this is my life partner, and next person will be like, dude, I'm about to move on right now, kind of thing. Like, I'm already get bored of you. So having a conversation from the beginning about what you guys both want is very, very important. Okay? And do your own thing again. Not because you're in a long distance relationship mean you're gonna lock yourself in the house and wait for him to call you, wait for him to text. Go out and have fun. Do your thing. Do your thing. Have fun. Meet up with friends. Do what you used to do.
Have clean fun. Because the way you just emphasize fun at the fun just now.
What for your business? Have fun. Live your life until you guys get to meet up. Whatever fun is, whatever definition fun means for you. Me know what fun means for me. Cause I'm boring as hell.
I know exactly.
So whatever. I'm not fun.
I know exactly.
I'm boring
for me.
So right? My fun is, yes, I'll meet up with friends. I go and stuff. That's my fun. Anyways, we're gonna leave you with that for tonight. What do you think? Yeah? We think long distance relationship can work, but it all depends on both parties and what they want and how much they really want to put into the relationship.
For sure.
And again, you know what I mean? So it can work, but then again, you have people they know what they want, and it's just like, they don't want it. They don't want it. They just want it for the time being, and that's what it is. But it can work if both people want the same thing, right? But just be careful when you get into long distance relationship. Make sure it's something that you want, and make sure you can hopefully you can trust the person and they're not lying to you, because it's hard to tell when they're lying.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's hard.
We're talking about 2024 dating. Well, 2024 done. But
well,
this is a crazy dating time.
It is. It's hard to trust people out there. Like, anyways,
it's crazy.
It's hard, but we just hopefully anyone out there in a long distance relationship, they actually met that person that's actually really honest with them and trusting.
And for sure. And if ever like you're not, relationship phase, like
I don't like a God-fearing person too.
Like you feel discouraged or anyway, like, just think about some of the pointers that we give you, right? If you're not doing them, how to incorporate these things in your relationship.
Because you're apart mean you can't do things that are fun together. I mean, there's so much things you can do now with the internet, like with videos and stuff. Like, honestly, it doesn't have to be that boring. It's not like we're writing letters anymore and waiting for the mailman to drop it off.
No, some people are. No, I'm a letter person.
I'm just saying, it's not like we're in that era.
Yeah, we're not in that era, but
I'm
saying we're not in that era. But you gotta understand, like dating, for me, dating, letter is a big thing for me. So some people don't like letter because, right? See the letter.
No, there's nothing wrong with letters. I'm just saying.
I find a letter more deeper than even a text message. Rather than sending me a text, write me a letter.
Yeah, the anticipation of waiting for that mail to come. Okay,
whatever.
I don't know. Write me poems. Write me poems.
Put it in a letter. That's what I'm saying. So the letter, there's something so deep and sentimental with that letter.
It's true.
That you don't get with text message. Text message takes that away. Like, you don't feel it. Someone send you a text message, you're dating, you just read it, you're like, Okay.
That's what.
And
Yeah, that's why
respond.
the voice recordings that we mentioned is like
Where
great too.
the letter, literally, when you're responding back to a letter, it's like you're pouring back your heart. Your response, it's so
true.
deep
It
in your
is.
response.
It is.
You're writing on that paper.
You-
That's what
yeah,
a letter.
you're
letter
pouring your
is.
heart out on it
So,
pretty much.
I'm
Yeah.
still old school dating.
It's just
I love
that
my
people,
letters.
I mean, people's attention span nowadays is so short. Like, I don't think they want to sit down and actually write a letter. But obviously, I think it's really nice to actually get a letter, right?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I hope you guys watch the live, share it, and again, this is a Kels and Sash show. We'll try to do more lives as much as we can because
We
we
are
are
getting-
very busy.
I know, and we're getting a lot of requests for lives, right? So
yes,
again,
yes. People have been saying, do some lives, do some lives. But yeah, like we are like busy people. Like, yeah. But anyways, we like this. This is our fun thing that we do to get away from our busy and crazy life.
Yeah.
But all right, have a good night and happy holidays.